We're back again with the Dell Inspiron 9100 laptop. This time I believe I have all the required parts. This is what was missing last time, which is a PATA adapter, and I feel kind of dumb because it's just been so long since I've serviced these machines I completely forgot about these things' existence, yet they were used extensively in a ton of different machines. Oh, that's not good. Knowing that I have several others in the shop right now that are going to need these, and knowing that I'll probably find more in the future that need them, I decided to buy a whole bunch of them. I think I bought 10, so let's see if I found all the ones that fell on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. So we got one of those, and I bought this SSD by this brand I've never heard of before. And I bought the SSD. Oh my gosh! I bought the SSD because we're only working with 1 GB of memory, which is not going to fare too good under Windows 7 or Windows XP if we're going on the internet, which we will be, because you can go on the internet with an operating system that's not officially supported. Because just because something's not officially supported, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. Anyways, so I bought this. This is a 64 gigabytes one, and they come in 32 as well, which is a fair bit cheaper. I decided to get the 64 for this one because ideally I'd like to put both Windows XP and Windows 7 onto this machine. Windows XP can comfortably fit into about 20 gigabytes, 15 to 20 gigabytes. Windows 7 x86 can fit into 40. You can't install a whole bunch of programs, but it will fit and it will work. And on something like this, I'm not going to be doing tons of software work anyways. Whatever software I use is going to be older. So we're going to try that and see how that works out. If it doesn't work out, we'll just buy a bigger one. The 32 gigabyte ones of these are pretty inexpensive, and if this works well, I have no idea if it's going to work well. I'm not familiar with this brand. But if it works well, I'll probably go back and get some more, because I just don't think it's worth buying a lot of used IDE drives anymore, because they're getting old and are going to start failing. I like the sound of a mechanical hard drive. I really enjoyed the sound of old hard drives, in fact, and so I hate to change them out for solid state ones, and I would never just go and change it. But as far as, you know, when machines like this come in without a drive, I think it makes more sense to spend the extra $10 and buy one of these rather than save $10 and buy a used IDE mechanical when it could fail next week. I mean, you just have no idea. So anyways, this could fail next week too. I don't know. It could be a piece of junk. I've never work with the brand. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this installed. So the drive is going to go over here. Where's the screwdriver? So let's get this opened up. Don't tell me it came with a PAT adapter. No, it came with an IDE cable. Huh. I didn't even know they still made those things. That's incredible. Caution. I'm not really sure what the caution is here. It came with 4 screws, IDE cable of reasonable length. It feels like a regular SSD does. It doesn't seem particularly cheap. It's metal. Okay, so this is going to go in like this, and a drive has to go like this. So we're going to want to put this in like this. Okay, a little wonky to get in there, but it fit. Okay, and then this will go on, which will go like this. Okay, and so now this should slip in here, and unlike before, just felt it click into place. Where did the screw go? Ugh. For real? This was going okay too. There it is. Okay, let's make our way into the basic input-output system and see if the drive is being read. That'll be F2 on this particular machine. The screen needs to be cleaned. There's all sorts of junk on there. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go into F2 and 64 gigabyte hard drive. So there it is. I'm very curious to see if this will run Windows Aero or not. It does have 128 megabytes memory, which was the minimum requirement, but I don't know what the DirectX specifications of this graphics card are. Now we're going to start with the Windows XP. This is only Service Pack 1, but this is the one that I could easily find. So we'll stick that in there, and nothing that we change in here is going to save because the battery is dead anyway. So let's just get out of here and turn this off, and we'll do an F12 to get boot menu. And the battery is inherently spoiled. Okay, so we're going to go to the CD-DVD drive. Why does the CD-DVD have an invalid partition table? My, I should have known this wasn't going to be easy. And I understand when my USB hard drive installers don't work right, but a stinking DVD ought to work correctly every time. It's like it's not even trying to go to the CD. Okay. CD, DVD. There it goes. The CD drive is making some bad sounds. I don't know if it's any good or not. Well, it's working even though it doesn't sound good. I don't know if it shows up on video, but the center of the screen is a fair bit darker as the cathodes warm up. That does not sound too good, but if it will get us through the video, that's fine. This is why I usually just make the USB installer, because running off of a CD is so slow. And normally I wouldn't care, but if I'm sitting here trying to do the video, I don't want it to take forever. This is going much slower than it usually does. I think that CD drive isn't doing too good. I haven't watched this install in a long time. I remember working on this years ago when I first started working on computers. This is what we were using, and it's just weird to think that this was high tech at the time. I still like this better because this is so well written, because it was written within the bounds of hardware limitations. Now they just sloppily code stuff overseas, and nobody cares if it's optimized or written correctly. This is so simple and so lightweight, yet it's got enough power to do everything you need it to do. So we'll assign our lives away to that. So we're going to create a partition, and we're going to say, let's do 16 megabytes approximately. And we're going to install, we'll do NTFS quick. We're going to install it into that 16 megabytes partition. And then if that works, we'll go ahead and install Windows 7 into the remaining like 40 something gigabytes, almost 50 gigabytes. The indicator second over is the drive. Okay, it's going. Now we just wait for some stupid error to show up. That CD drive sounds terrible. That's the worst sounding CD drive I've heard in a long time. And we are getting the dreaded not low battery, but battery faulty indicator, which is like 4 or 5 flashes of amber and then a flash of green. Now it looks like it's changed to solid flashing amber. So the battery is not taking any charge, which I'm not surprised by. I don't know if I'll be able to get a replacement, because these batteries contained a subwoofer within them, which is kind of weird, a weird design. I think they also were prone to some kind of a recall for safety issues, which was not uncommon with lithium batteries. So far the drive looks like it's working properly. It's indicating activity as would be perfectly reasonable. The CD has quieted down a bit. The last time I installed Windows XP was probably well, I did that D830 or 820, whatever it was, not that long ago. I didn't play with that too much. Last time I installed it before that, probably a couple years ago, because it doesn't break. You know, once you install it, it just works. And so all the machines that I have Windows XP on, I installed them years ago, and there's no reason to keep redoing it. They work just fine. I'm not sure how the activation is going to work, and I'm not sure how the updates is going to work. I tend to think that the activation server probably still is in operation, but the updates, I don't know. The point of sale version of XP was in support until 2019. So even though the consumer version was out of support as of 2014, it has only been 3 years since they stopped officially supporting it. I don't know if there's any extended contracts on it, but I really wouldn't at all be surprised if the update server is in fact still operating. And there is a way to very easily modify a registry key and be able to grab all of the point of sale terminal updates up until 2019, so that's another 5 years of security patches that you could put into it. I've used to use those back in the day and I never had a problem with stability, though I suppose it is possible that introducing those updates into the professional or home edition could possibly cause some stability problems. Make sure this isn't heating up. It's going to start heating up soon. I got to put something underneath there. I'll just take the power brick and slip that under there. Looks like the screen has warmed up now, and it's pretty consistent throughout the whole length of the screen. Okay, we'll go ahead and skip that. Now this may install very quickly because it is flash memory. It's a Pentium 4, it's not that powerful, but I mean for Windows XP a Pentium 4 is not bad. This is so much nicer than the Windows setups of today. You don't get any of this stuff. You just get a bar. You know, this actually has entertainment, if you will. You know, back when people would actually sit down and watch the thing install and take some interest in it. Those days are gone. It always starts out saying 39 minutes. I find in a lot of cases it's a fair bit less than that. I tend to think in this case it'll be less than that as well. It is still reading off of the CD. I thought most of the files would be in memory by now, but I guess not. The drive sounds awful, but it's working. Historically, Dell used to have a pretty good support for backwards compatible drivers on their site. And they used to have a very extensive listing of older hardware on there, and you always used to be able to download drivers for 10, 15, 20 years ago. I don't know if it's still like that today. I certainly hope it is, because I don't have, at least I don't think I have, the driver's CD to this computer, and finding one of those, you know, is going to be a hit or miss. It seems to be running pretty cool so far. I never remembered as having heat issues. I mean, you would hear the fans and they would go fast and it would throw out some serious heat, but I never found that the case itself would be overheating. I would have thought it would be getting hotter during this stage, but I guess not. The drive activity is not steady. You know, it's going in sections. So I think it is probably is an okay drive. If you were doing this on a mechanical drive, it would be on solid almost all the time. So this is DirectX 8. That's pretty old. I believe. Let's see here. What's this? in -5. We gotta go up to 2022. It's January, I think, what is it, 18? Yeah, it looks like 18. And it is just shy of the 9 o'clock, the PM. I believe Windows 7's Aero requires DirectX 11, which is obviously several versions up from 8. I don't know how long or how quickly they change the versions, but I would not be surprised if this card does not have a DirectX 11 driver or DirectX 11 support. Let's see here, what is this? Typican. I've never used the Files and Settings Transfer Wizard. I ought to try that sometime. As much as I'm not an Apple advocate, I will say that Apple has pretty good programs for migrating from one machine to another. Never really used any of the Windows programs. It's possible that they're just as good. Internet Explorer 6. Award-winning Internet Explorer technologies. Right. You know, some things never change. They're still forcing their stupid browsers on us to this day. And it's just gotten worse. All this Microsoft Edge's garbage or whatever. I mean, I don't even know. The browser itself could be fine. I don't care. I don't want browsers forced on me. It's ridiculous. I mean, obviously you're pushing Internet Explorer on here as well, but they don't force it on you every direction as you use the computer. Wow, imagine that. You can download pictures from your Digitan camera right into the My Pictures folder. And you could see thumbnails. Incredible. So all these features that they're advertising are like things that you would actually use and appreciate through the course of the day. Now all the stuff they tack in the operating system is just bloated garbage that nobody needs or wants. MP3 music collections. Windows Movie Maker. Look at this font. It's got the it's got like the early three-dimensional appearance to it with the shadow. Everything here it's such simple graphics, but it's so aesthetically pleasing and it has a good contrast. I think Windows XP probably was the best operating system skin that we saw, because it combined the very pleasing aesthetics and kind of tangible graphics with something that was relatively lightweight and ran well on an extensive amount of graphics cards. Windows 7 is a very nice looking system as well. The problem with Windows 7 being it doesn't run well on a lot of cards. It is very graphics intensive. You don't have to give up a really inexpensive graphics card to get fine performance under Windows XP. You could run a Windows XP on 16 megabytes of video memory and it works just fine with all the graphic features enabled. Clear type. I have to agree with that. I think it probably was one of the most reliable versions of Windows. And the sad part is I didn't get any more reliable after that. I mean, Windows 7 was stable, but definitely went in the wrong direction. Oh no, not email viruses. I think this is the last slide that they had. Yeah, we're back to the beginning now. Okay, looks like it's done. I'm going to take the CD out because I don't want it to boot back into the CD. Okay. Now, if there was an audio driver, there would be some music here, but there must not be. Okay, so here we are. Let's see, we definitely are missing some drivers. Missing the Ethernet controller, video card, and audio driver. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that tonight because it's getting late. Well, I will have to look into the drivers and see if I can find them. Let's see here. We're already power options. Yeah, our battery is shot. I'm not surprised. Okay, what is the screen resolution on here? 1280 by 1024? No. That's not quite right either. That's a little bit blurry, so it doesn't have the right resolution. Okay, well, it worked. It's installed. Just have to get drivers on there. I'll go ahead and power it back on and make sure it boots up again. This has got some power to it. That bar doesn't even get all the way across. This was a pretty high performance machine for its time. Alright, well, that's good. We're finally making some progress here. I'll get some drivers going and then we'll do another video.